Hello! Welcome back to another video. Today I thought I'd show you a painting that I did for my painting class I'm currently taking. I'm in my last semester of my associate's degree and this class isn't required, but it's been on my bucket list. I've been wanting to take this class ever since I started and saw it on the list of possible classes to take, and ever since then I've just done art more and more, and I definitely want to learn some new painting techniques. I thought I'd show you my portrait that I did because that's what I typically do on this channel anyway. By the way, all of this footage is in real time. I just edited it down to keep the video more concise. So for this assignment, we were doing a portrait painting and we needed a reference for the painting. So in this painting, it was important to capture the likeness of the reference. I'm going to go over some of the steps that we took to complete this. I don't have all the steps on camera. As you can see, I started out with pretty much stage 3, and I'll let you know what stage 3 is when I get to that in the list. But I'm still going to list some of the things that we did so that you understand how I got to this point and how I'll get to the end result. So for the reference, it needed to have good lighting, and I chose this picture of Rihanna. So step 1 was the sketching stage. And in this stage, since we're doing a painting that's a little bit more realistic than stylized, at least more realistic than my typical style that you'll see on my channel, the goal was to get the proportions right. So personally, I used the grid method for this, and I'm not a professional obviously, but I can try to explain the grid method to you. So if you want to draw a portrait that has accurate proportions to a reference, in the grid method, you would either print out the reference, or you could also do this on your computer, and you would put a grid over that reference. Then you would put the same grid on a different piece of paper. That way you're breaking your drawing down into smaller sections. You can focus on the shapes that are in the individual squares, and that makes your drawing a little bit more accurate than if you were just eyeing the entire piece as one shape. There are other ways to get accurate proportions. That's just the way that I used it. Some people can eye it and be accurate. I cannot. That was the method I chose to use, and I will link a video that shows that process in my description in case you're curious and haven't heard of this method of drawing. So step 2 was laying down my darkest color, which was black. As you can kind of see in the beginning of this video, I already had a lot of black in her hair and in the clothing that she's wearing, in her eyes, a little bit in her mouth, her nose. That's where I would lay down my black colors first. I did end up putting more black in after because I realized that I didn't have enough black in her hair especially. So step 3 is the stage that I'm showing in this video. So that is the wash stage. So I have a bunch of glass jars from Michael's, and I put water in them, and then I put a little bit of my paint mixture, whatever colors I wanted to use for my painting, I put in those jars. In that way I could start off really light and build up the color from there. This stage probably took me the longest. The 4th step that we did was putting in opaque colors. I did not film that. I was near the end of the painting and I was just like, yep, I'm just gonna do this to get it done. But the opaque stage is putting in colors pretty much straight from the tube. So that could be white highlights, that could just be other colors that you want to emphasize in your painting. I didn't have a ton of other colors other than the white that I used because I thought it looked pretty nice with the wash stage already, and I liked the values that I had. So I think I definitely put in a little bit of white highlights and stuff, but that's pretty much all I remember doing. And then we had the color pencil stage where, it's self-explanatory. You will put in some colored pencils. In that stage, you can maybe fix some small areas up and put in even more highlights. Those 2 stages went by pretty quickly because I kind of knew what I wanted to do with those. But yeah, overall, I do like how this painting turned out. I was really proud of it when I first finished it. I was showing everybody. I was pretty impressed because I've never done realistic painting before. When it comes to doing faces, I've taken some classes where we had to do drawings that were a little bit more realistic, but I've never done a realistic painting. So this was the first and it was really fun, and I definitely want to do it again eventually. I also am curious to see how this method would work on my style. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this yet, but we were using acrylic paint for this. As for the painting process, it was really fun and relaxing. As I mentioned in a video previously, I was reading the ACOTAR series while painting this painting, and I have such good memories because especially during this stage, I was listening to the second book. The second book is my new favorite book currently. I've already listened to the audiobook twice. So yeah, definitely good memories from this painting. I also painted this around the same time Rihanna did the Super Bowl, which was purely coincidental, but I do feel like I should have posted this on Instagram or something around that time, maybe like a week or 2 after the Super Bowl, because might as well jump on the clout train. But I'm not really good at doing that, and I don't know why I had in my head that I need to do this video before that, because I guess when I post stuff on Instagram and I have video content with it, I usually like to do a reel as well, and I didn't want to post that on Instagram and then do a reel like a month later. So I never posted it yet. I'll probably post it after I post this video, maybe even to promote this video on my Instagram. I don't know. I do have an Instagram, by the way. Check it out if you aren't following me on there. I'm actually redoing this voiceover because I realized my mic was backwards when I recorded it, and I was like, why does this voiceover kind of sound terrible? But in my previous voiceover, I ranted a lot about A Court of Mist and Fury. I didn't talk about the book much, just how much I love it, and I won't do that again for this one because I don't know if you guys care about that. But I am digitally drawing a character from that series. Actually, I'm digitally drawing a bunch of characters from that series, but I'm filming for YouTube the process of me drawing my fave Resand. I don't know for that video if I should talk about the books in a spoilerly way or if I should just put music behind it. Like, do you care? I don't know. Let me know, because I don't know, I feel like I just have it in me to talk about it constantly. It's literally my new personality. It is my life now. So maybe I might just need to talk about it on YouTube to get it out of my system, and maybe I won't talk about it anymore. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. I also kind of talked about how I recently read the Cruel Prince series, and I enjoyed it. It's definitely not my new obsession like ACOTAR is, but it was a nice read. I really liked the third book. I wish the third book, like the energy of the third book, I wish they were in all of those. Like, it was chaotic. There's so much happened. It was so action-packed. I loved it. And I love enemies to lovers, so it has that in there. The ending was wild. I just sat there like, what, for a second? And then I was like, okay, let's go. I enjoy talking about the fictional places that I visit in my books and my TV series. So I figured I'd add a little bit of that in there because honestly, I don't know what else to say about this painting other than what I've already said. But let me know your thoughts about this painting or fictional stuff or whatever you want in the comments. And by the way, I am very close to 500 subscribers, so if you aren't subscribed and you enjoy my videos, I would really appreciate your subscription to my channel. A goal of mine is to get monetized eventually on this channel, preferably this year. So your support means a lot to me. I'm about halfway to the subscriber point of monetization, but I'm really far behind on watch hours, so I really appreciate all of you who watch to the end of my videos. You are the real MVP. I hope you enjoyed seeing my drawing process of Rihanna. Let me know all of your thoughts. What's your favorite Rihanna song? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!